Hey guys, it's Walt, back with some more Monster Hunter World 3rd. Last time we looked at the Flood Forest, but this time we have new prey to fight. But before we do that, there's several things I want to do in town. The Hot Spring Cat has, I believe, some new quests, drink quests available. And I was looking on the wiki, and the requirements to unlock these are not very predictable at all. At least with the Hot Spring quest, it's like, oh, you kill X monster. But with these, it's like, oh, you do X amount of quests, you kill this monster and his brother, but not this guy. Just ridiculous stuff like that. Another thing that you may mention, or may notice, not may mention, I can English, is that my armor set's different. Well, since the last episode, I decided to grind out the Great Jaggy, get a new set of clothing. The set of clothing, as I mentioned previously, gives attack up small, as I found out. I jumped in medium. Covers for +1 and capture grew. It's pretty great early game set, especially since attack up small, or the attack up series of armor skills do not scale at all, so early on they're super good. Like, they boost your attack immensely. So like, my Warhammer's attack is 100, but if I were to go to status, my attack is 115. That is a 15% increase in damage. That's actually insane. Now, I'd like to briefly go over the whole decorations thing, just because how do you even do decorations? I never explained, I just mentioned it. Well, typically, to do decorations, you go to this guy, go to decorations, you create the decorations you want. Something that's very useful is hitting select, so you can actually see what skill the decorations are for. Because if you don't do that, you get all these really weird names. While sometimes the names line up, like the attack jewel obviously increases your attack. But there are others like Spree Jewel. What does that let you do? Go on killing sprees? No, it lets you speed gather items. Gather them more quickly, if you will. So it's kinda... That's why I hate the naming. Always hit select. You'll be able to see what you're going after. Every decoration will require some kind of jewel item. The only jewel item that we have access to is Aqua Glow jewels, which you can get from mining, or if you want, you can talk to the farm manager and trade in Yukima points for a jewel. I had to do that for one of these. Also, another thing to mention about the attack jewel, if you're going after this armor set, you will need Might Seeds. So it's a good thing I noticed that and farmed for them in the farm. You can do that where I've been farming the herbs, so it's pretty useful. Another thing I want to do is make a new weapon. New hammer. Oh. I don't have enough mystery bones. Let's see, can I please buy something from you? I'm too broke. That's not a good. Alright. So what do you do when you're out of money and you don't feel like fighting anything? Well, you can sell stuff. I'm gonna get to the farm since there is a item box in there. And you can sell items from any item box. It doesn't have to be the one in your farm, but this one's the closest to where we are. Also, I never equipped those back. Oops. I'm gonna have to do that here in a moment. Of course, early on, you don't want to sell many things. That's why I'm hesitant to really sell anything, but I can go without. Just need another 1,000 basically. I'm gonna sell a couple of these. Typically, I like to keep at least 15 of each item, but yeah, we're kind of just ignoring that right now. Alright, we definitely have enough now to buy the hammer. That moment when you don't recommend buying weapons, yet you actually go out and buy a weapon because you don't want to look for a mystery bone. I will not equip this, however. You're like, why would you buy a hammer that you will, like, never equip? Well, something you may have also noticed while I'm in the upgrade menu is that each hammer has different upgrade paths. Each upgrade path can offer unique properties like different elements like fire, ice, or eventually water. I do need to upgrade to that, but we'll get there. We'll get there. So that's why you typically want to do that. Let me equip my decorations. Equipping decorations is easy, just go to the equip thing, select the slot you want to put the decoration in, and select the decoration you want to put in the slot, and you're good to go. So, there's that. It's one last thing I wanted to do before we actually fight our target today. I'm going to not hire anyone because I'm broke. So much for getting slave labor. Can't afford it. I'm broke. I need to fight a bird to get money. So I guess off we go to fight this bird. Here we are. So there's a few new interesting items in the item box. An easy sonic bomb and a dunk bomb. You will want both of them, but the dunk bomb especially. I'll go over them if I remember when the time arises. Sonic bomb, well actually I can go over them right now. Like why would I wait? I don't even know where the bird is, so I have plenty of time. Sonic Bomb has various effects on monsters. Throw them at the right time, you can stun them. It's pretty useful, but with the exception of one monster, I just forget about them. That's just my personal playstyle. Dunk Bombs are super useful, because the only way to get a large monster to leave, other than waiting, is to throw a Dunk Bomb at them. Because sometimes you may have more than one large monster in the area, and that makes fighting one of them hard. So, throw a Dunk Bomb, gets rid of them. Also, I really thought Qurupeco would be in 6, that's why I was kind of circling around. I have no idea where Qurupeco would be. Honestly. Maybe 9. Also, I do have my healing items for once, so that's a good. That motherfucker left us. Where are you going, Qurupeco? I guess we better go track him down. Qurupeco's an interesting monster. Like, where do I even begin to talk about him? He did not go to 6. And as usual, I will wait until we actually start fighting the monster before I actually talk about them. That's what makes this cutscene, or that cutscene, really inconvenient. Hey, guy. Alright, so this is Qurupeco. As you would expect, he is a bird wyvern. You know, because he looks exactly like a bird. Fire elemental, which is new elemental monsters. Monsters that do elemental damage. Let's see, fire. So, this is the first real monster of the game, I'd say. Like, you get your foothold Great Jaggy and Arzuros, but this is the first monster that is definitely an actual challenge. And not dumb like Bull Drum. I will say Qurupeco is kind of challenging for where he is at in the game, because he has many things that make him really unique and very hard to deal with for new players. A good portion of his body is armored for like yellow sharpness, which at this point you don't have much green sharpness to pierce through that. So that alone makes it rough. Another thing that Qurupeco can do that is unique to Qurupeco is call other large monsters, and just small monsters in general, to the area, which is, as you imagine, very hard for new players to get used to. Especially when they don't know what Dung Bomb does. So Dung Bomb, the Great Jaggy, will make him leave the area soon-ish, if he decides to. It actually doesn't work 100% of the time, but it'll definitely speed up the process of him leaving. Another thing that makes Qurupeco unique is that not only can he call monsters to the area, but he can also buff them like a hunting horn of sorts. Or basically, he's like the support monster from any RPG. You know, you have like a support class. Well, that's Qurupeco, and he can also kind of fight. Now, Qurupeco is kind of a divisive monster in the community, from what I understand. A lot of people hate him. A lot of people love him. Unfortunately, for people that love him, 3 Ultimate was the last game that Qurupeco appeared in, which came out like 6 years ago. So, actually, kind of miss this guy. And this is the only guy in this monster in the entire series that can call monsters or buff them or heal them. It's a completely unique property to Qurupeco. No other monster has it. It's a really interesting guy, honestly. And I wish he would return. I should mention his breaks as well. He has 3 breaks technically. His 2 wing things, basically the flints on his wings that allow him to make fire, kind of. Both of those are breakable. Both of those are armored, so at least for yellow sharpness. So you're gonna want to use green sharpness, or certain attacks can also kind of negate sharpness requirements. Upper level charges of hammer can completely ignore armor. They're useful against this guy. What are you doing? So Great Jaggy's gonna come in here probably. That's unfortunate. If you were smart, you could use the Sonic Bomb to interrupt that. I never mentioned his other break too. You can also break Qurupeco's beak, which is actually harder than a lot of monsters' heads to break. Simply just because it's always high up and out of reach of your weapon. I mean, he does put it down sometimes, but you can't hit it all the time. And for some reason, his beak also takes a lot of hits to even break. And now he's gonna heal them. I'm gonna just put this on Sonic Bombs for right now. So I'm tired of this man. Buffing the Jaggy. Get out of here. Also, get out of here, guy. Something to note about Dung Bombs is that they lose their efficiency if you use them more than once. And as you can see, Sonic Bombs work really well on Qurupeco when he's calling something. They just completely interrupt the call, and they stun him for a brief moment. Stop that. Gotcha, bitch. That's like one of the oldest memes in the Monster Hunter community. It's gotcha, bitch. I mean, I definitely recommend searching up Monster Hunter Gotcha Bitch. It's a beautiful video about great swords. It doesn't apply to this as much since I'm using a hammer, but it's still fun to say. Also, I'm sorry. Please don't hit me. Now, one of the downsides to using the Great Jaggy armor against this guy is that you have a huge negative fire resistance. Like, it's negative 20. You're gonna take a lot of damage if you get hit by this attack. So, if it's your first time fighting Qurupeco and you're wearing the Great Jaggy armor, I'd definitely be careful when he claps his wings a bit. Because that means he's gonna try to blow you up. Or inflame you, not blow you up. Also, that moment when monsters limp into a house. Also, so blinded by rage, he forgot what he was doing. Bless him. So that's the Qurupeco. Isn't the worst monster in the series. And it's very unique. I honestly wish he was in more games in the future, because he always brings a very unique aspect to hunts when you fight him. Because most of the time when you're fighting Qurupeco, you're not just dealing with Qurupeco, you're also dealing with something else, and as they'll become more common later in the game, early in the game, you usually only have to deal with one large monster. Qurupeco is like the one exception to that rule. Oh, I should be gathering. You know, that would be a good idea. Because, you know, I do need ores and bones, and there aren't any bones in this area, I don't think. I can get like a rock, probably. Give me a rock. Oh, an earth crystal, that's better than a rock. And that's all I get. That's the 2-star urgent for village down. Get a lot of stuffs. You get the strange beak for breaking his head, and I did not get the item that you exclusively get from breaking his wings. If you're looking for an item called a flintstone, you're gonna need to break Qurupeco's wings. Because there are no ways around that to get Qurupeco, not Qurupeco wings, to get flintstones. And as with the last time, after we beat the bear, since that was our urgent quest, everyone wanted to talk to us. Well, being the Qurupeco as a 2-star urgent quest is no different. So we may as well talk to everybody again. I can't read this because I'm a filthy American casual. Alright. Let's press any, like, congrats or something. Good job on killing the Qurupeco. Here, have aqua glow jewels, the things that you need to make decorations. Oh yeah, here's what decorations are. Wow, wait, it's almost like I explained this earlier. Maybe I jumped the gun on that one. Always happens when I talk about the series. Oops. Oh my. Yes, you want stuff? Does this mean that she has new stock? No. Unless it's like... maybe. I don't know. Still hate you. Now I'm actually going to go to the farm and talk about something, or vent about a design decision that they did in Monster Hunter Generations with the online haul. In Monster Hunter Generations, they put the smithy and the equipment like store in like the same NPC. And they, like, whenever you talk to the guy, it would default to the purchase equipment option instead of foraging. That got annoying really quickly. because I'd be like, oh, I want to upgrade my hammer. No, I don't want to buy an iron hammer that I already have. Thanks. And they have to back out and then go into the other menu. It's really annoying. But Monster Hunter Generations is also probably one of the more divisive games in the series that is still relevant for many reasons that I'm sure I'll talk about Monster Hunter Generations in depth eventually in this Let's Play. Because later on I will have a lot less information to cover, so I can start doing more free talking like I was. And I believe the last episode, which was the Flooded Forest episode, when I was just talking about whatever came to mind. So, did I plant stuff? I did not plant stuff, did I? Oh, I should mention I did a harvest tour off screen. You can get red and green seeds from that. I'll probably show what a harvest tour is next episode, because we got access to new areas and I do need to show off a harvest tour. So, I'm going to plant these 2 seeds and see what we get. So you talk to the village elder as well. Good job, killed a bird. New quest come for you this time. They're in the desert island in the tundra. I wouldn't have read that if it weren't for, like, the translation error. Desert island. Yeah, it should be deserted island, by the way. But maybe it's because the desert island is a lush place full of plants, you know, like a desert. I've visited there myself. It's really lovely, you know, like a desert. However, there are also a lot of monsters. Be careful. The tundra is cold. Get hot drinks, yeah. Oh, to get charms. Oh, we're gonna talk about charms? Yes, we are. Alright, does that automatically equip? No. Alright. So, you know how I mentioned that we'll get to this no equipment thing later? Well, the time is now to get into not decorations, charms. So charms are kind of like this little like necklace looking thing. And this one gives us 10 points into the skill Auto Guard, which is pretty much one of the worst skills in the game. I actually recommend you do not equip it. It only does things for certain weapons, first of all, so it's completely useless on weapons that cannot guard, like a hammer. But if you're using like a sword and shield, a lance, or a gun lance, Auto Guard will work. Now, I do believe there is a glitch related to Auto Guard that actually makes gun lance better, but I do not know anything about it, so if you're a gun lance main, take anything I'm about to say about Auto Guard with a piece of salt, because in this game I think Auto Guard is glitched for gun lance. Don't quote me on that, because I do remember one Monster Hunter game where Auto Guard was actually useful, and I'm thinking it's this one. But Sword and Shield and Lance users, don't equip it, please. It'll actually make you bad at the game. Because, like, you're like, oh yeah, Auto Guard, that's a good idea, because, you know, I might get hit. It only works if you're not doing anything, so if you're, like, standing or moving, it'll guard automatically. Actually, maybe just standing. I think moving it does. It's been, like, years since I've used this skill. Because I did use this skill when I first started playing the series, and it made me very bad at the game at first. But yeah, definitely don't equip this if you're using a guarding weapon. I'm just equipping it for fun, I guess. It's not really that fun equipping it, but whatever. Because, like, you will want to learn, like, when to guard, because eventually you're going to get other talismans that give you points into actually useful skills, and if you're relying on Auto Guard, you're going to have a rough switch off of it. Or you just miss out on those skill points. Either way, it's just not good. Because it's one of those skills that, once you start playing the game a lot with it, you kind of get stuck using it. Also, as I expected, there is a new quest here. Hot Spring quest, we should look at that. Alright, it'll be a little while until I get to that. But yeah, you do unlock a new hot spring quest after Qurupeco. It's pretty useful, honestly. Let's see. I do believe I'm gonna call it off here. Maybe a shorter episode just because I did one quest, but I like to keep these episodes somewhat themed, so I don't see myself refining the Qurupeco, at least not on screen. I will be farming it a little bit to upgrade the wooden hammer to get that fire hammer, but other than that, there's no real need for me to show the Qurupeco again. At least not for now. There'll come a time when Qurupeco becomes relevant again, but that's good ways into the future. Anyway, hope you guys have a good evening or good day. I'm not going to judge you for what time you watch this. So, hope you guys have a good time. Yeah, that's the way to say the word. And I'll see you guys later. Peace. Classic Walt fashion, forgetting to go over the armor set of the Qurupeco that we just hunted. So first of all, I believe this armor set is heavily inspired from like Native American like little headdress, for like a better word. I actually like the design of the armor, however I'm not the biggest fan of the skills, but they are somewhat neat. The armor set gives you wide range, which is useless solo, but when you're playing with allies or with friends, some of your items will also affect them. So like if you take a potion, at least with wide range +2, which is 15 points into wide range, the potion will also heal your allies, which is fairly useful actually. They'll give you Qurupeco armors will also give you covered level plus something, which basically your potions will heal you for more, which is pretty nice. I do believe with this armor you will eat slower, which is pretty big, so definitely gem that out, especially if you're like eating meat for stamina. I think that skill also affects potions for slow eating, but don't quote me on that. And it also gives you Maestro, which is largely a useless skill unless you're using Hunting Horn. Using Hunting Horn Maestro will make your song buffs last longer. And Maestro does also affect certain items in the game. Like, I think just 2 items actually, like a Demon Horn and an Armor Horn, which those items, if you ever get your hands on them, will buff you and your allies with attack bonuses and defense bonuses. Maestro, I think, makes those bonuses last longer. Or maybe the horn is played faster. I don't know, honestly. It does something with those horn items. It's very minor to mention, but I thought may as well mention it, because why not? More information's good, even if it's not 100% accurate, I guess. Actually, it's not really a good thing if I spread inaccurate information. So, oops, if I'm wrong, I'm sorry. But yeah, that's the Qurupeco armor. Thought I'd throw this in at the end of the video because I completely forgot as usual. Thinking about too many other things, obviously. Anyway, see you guys later.